Congressman Jim Jordan, Republican of Ohio, one of our heroes, is all over this story. Welcome back, Congressman Jordan. How are you and what's going on?
I'm doing fine, Greg. Good to be with you. Well, this is what happens when you intentionally, deliberately decide on day one of this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, that you're no longer going to build the wall. You are no longer going to have remain in Mexico. You're going to do this temporary protective status that they did for Haitians, and you're not going to detain anyone who gets to your border. When you do this, 10 million people flood into this country in 3.5 years, and 20,000 of them are Haitians in a town of 60,000, Springfield, Ohio.
Wow. And so what is, by the way, happening there? I mean, this decapitation of birds. We've heard some pretty other extreme stories that may not actually, pass muster. But what are they telling you?
Well, we've heard the same reports you have. This town where people have come forward, talked to the city council, city commission, told them what's going on, what they've witnessed in their community, not to mention the strain on the education system, not to mention the strain on the healthcare system. I mean, this is what happens when you don't have a secure border. And I think in the context of this campaign, Greg, tomorrow night we're going to get to the game. We've had basically a 50-day pep rally where the press and everything has said wonderful things about, Vice President Harris. Now we're past the pep rally. No more of the pep band and the cheerleaders, doing the cheers. It's time to play the game. And that's where the facts and the issues come out, like what's happening in Ohio, like what's happening in countless other communities around our country. The facts and the issues are going to be, I think, made clear tomorrow night in this debate and for the remainder of this campaign. That's why I think President Trump's going to win.
So about tomorrow night, look, I don't trust ABC News at all. We had a study we were reporting on. It said 100% of the stories, literally 100% of the stories that they reported since Kamala Harris became the nominee were negative for Trump. 93% of their stories were positive for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
It's astounding. And these people have produced this debate. I don't know. Should we be worried?
Well, I mean, that's just who the press is. I mean, I always say the left has a template. The left will tell a lie. Big media will report the lie. Big tech will amplify the lie. And then when you tell the truth, they call you racist or they call you some other name. They attack you. They come after you. And then over time, our position will be proven to be true. But by that point, they're already on to the next lie. So they do that to President Trump every single day. You just look at the news app on your phone. It's just like you described. Every single story about President Trump is negative, and almost all the stories about Vice President Harris are positive. So that's just who the press is. The good news is when you get to a debate, you get both sides given the facts. And here's what's happened in 4 years. We went from a secure border to no border, safe streets to record crime, $2 gas to $4 gas, stable prices to record inflation. That's what the country understands. Those facts, I think, start to become clear in tomorrow night's debate and, frankly, over the next 8 weeks of this campaign.
Your former colleague, Liz Cheney, is out there again. They gave her basically half the show yesterday on This Week with George Stephanopoulos, even though he never hosts the show. And she's out there saying he's a threat to the Constitution. He's a threat to democracy. He must be stopped no matter what. I find those words, quite frankly, that's the dangerous rhetoric. And in light of what happened in July to President Trump, I feel that there are very powerful interests that could do the you-know-what to President Trump again with encouragement and possibly sanctioned by the government itself.
Well, let's certainly hope nothing like that happens to President Trump. And, God bless him. That was Providence that took care of him on that terrible day where another American lost his lives and 2 others were injured. But, what Liz Cheney said about President Trump, she said the same thing about Kamala Harris 4 years ago. She said she was terrible. I mean, there's the clip saying that. And now the fact that, former Vice President Dick Cheney says he's going to vote for Kamala Harris. And the press is doing cartwheels over this, this announcement. Well, for goodness sake, this was Darth Vader just a few years ago. The press couldn't stand Dick Cheney, and now he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, give me a break. Again, I think the country, in the end, particularly now as we're past Labor Day, in the key part of this campaign, the people of this great country are going to focus in on issues and facts. And we have something we very seldom get in American politics, Greg. Back-to-back administrations now running for the top job. You can compare them, and it's as plain as day. So I think that's going to get through, and President Trump's going to win.
Stark choice. Love it. Congressman Jim Jordan, thank you. Follow him on Twitter. or X. And I think everybody should be on X. It's a new, better place with Elon Musk. At Jim_Jordan. At Jim_Jordan. Great content. Thank you, sir. We'll be right back.